Um, yeah, I'd like to talk about today my own style in watercolor painting. And I really feel like my style, when you talk about my style, you have to talk about your history of your painting. When you're younger, growing up, and you feel like you like the painting, and you go out in the in the field and play there painting. You realize that you really like that particular scenery, or you like to depict a particular scenery, and that's how you react to the nature or react to the beauty. I think that's where you slowly establishing your own style, and then realizing that there's a technique involved in there. And the technique is something you learn. Of course, by yourself you can learn how to paint, and that's the best way to do it. But more, you know, probably most of the time, I think you look at the other people's painting, and you say, wow, I like to do that, I really feel like I like to do that. And you try to imitate a particular style, and try to get to that. I think that's probably main core of your establishing your own style. But your nature or your physical mobility, your mind, your idea, kind of restrain yourself from going to that direction, right? Because technique involved somewhat more like learning the skills and so forth, and that's tremendous efforts there to get to that particular brush stroke or whatever, and very, very difficult. And so you do that. However, when you're doing that, your own skills, your own ideas, your own physical mobility, that's what it is, your concentration, your vision, and all comes together and to create your style. And I struggle, myself. I think I have a vision. I have my own world to see what the beauty is in a watercolor painting, and I kind of strive to achieve that. However, most of the time it is unsatisfactory results. But I think that's the only way to do it. I think you just imitating other people's skill by, in a couple of hours you think that you can imitate the style. Maybe some people can do that, and some people take that as their own style. That's okay too. I think that's a beautiful way to learn. But some people, it's kind of technically you cannot do it. I think most people technically are not proficient enough to imitate this master's painting style, and so you kind of spend a lot of time, a lot of years to establish your style. So for me, what I noticed when I was painting is that I try to do a more precise depictions using less wash style. Wash style is like a kind of vague, right? Okay, green comes with blue and a very vague there. For me, it's like almost like I like to have like a sharp edge of the leaves or flowers or whatever, and to see the beauty there. And so I think that's where I'm coming from, And but then again, still you have so much stuff you have to paint, and then if you have this mindset that wow, you cannot do a big stuff, then you cannot do anything, because you have to learn some vague, abstract part of of the paintings, you have to do that. You have to run your brush more, I think, freely, and you know, as if that you don't care what the result is, and you do that, and that's where I struggle, because I do a small thing there, and very precise strokes, and sometimes I try to do the bigger stroke, and when I do the bigger stroke, I really liked it. I think I really liked it, even though I felt like, wow, I'm abandoning my own style, and then you do a bigger stroke, you're ruining your own work, your own style. But then again, that could be also experimentation effect, and then after finishing that, you kind of like that. So I like to show you 3 paintings that I did last week or so, and I took time to do that, and I'd like to show you one by one. Okay, so this one again, I started to do like a beautiful distant blue mountains, right? And forefront, it's a lot of flowers are blooming, and it's kind of nice. But then again, when I start doing this, it started with this background. The background is like much easy because it's like it's so distant that you don't see detail, and you see the bigger picture of this photograph depicting this mountain. So you can do that, that's okay. And if you stand far away from this painting, you feel like it's okay. And this part is also, you want to depict as precisely as possible to create this particular effect of the realistic painting. And I did that, and I slowly, came to this foreground, and I tried to do that. Then it became too much. It became too much to concentrate on it, because I can see lots of small pebbles and lots of small plants and the grasses and all this dirt and everything. So much of it, and I can't do it. And so, well, I don't care, so I erased and put a bigger stroke and so forth. And this guy also used to be much more controlled figure, wear much brighter shirts and then so forth, but it became darker shirts and dark. So this particular part, I did like 2 or 3 times to construct this over here. First of all, I started with this, a lot of details painting, and it didn't look like that is a direction that I like to go. So I kind of, tried to erase some of the detail, and then it became like a blur. And so, that's okay when you have this purpose to make it, foreground a little bit more bolder stroke. So, but anyway, so this is the end of this particular painting, and somehow, I'm still not satisfied with this, but in a way, it's okay to be experimenting, and I think that's you can grow from there. I learned something from this. So next to paintings, I learned from this particular foreground, more bolder stroke, and then I did this. Okay, so again, this one, the background is kind of a very precise, controlled painting, and this is, by the way, the Rocky Mountain National Park. Alpine Visitor Center is over here. The trail ridge, you going down and you drive around behind this mountain, drive around and come into the Alpine Visitor Center here. But this hiking trail is coming from the lower area, the east side of the Rocky Mountain National Park, there's another route to come to this here, rather than driving all the way to very nice paved road to the Prime Visitor Center. This one is a one-way road to go to here, but it's a gravel road, and so you cannot come back down. You have to always going up one-way drive, and many people do that because it's beautiful area. So it's like a behind the Trail Ridge Road. It's beautiful mountains, and near the Alpine Center, people also hike there too. And but anyway, so this also started very precise, controlled paintings here, and this I couldn't do whatever I wanted to do here, and again I struggle, and I try to do, because of the former, this one here, I try to do a little bit similar painting of the foreground. It's more blur, more like a big brush stroke and so forth, and still under control with a little bit some of the brush stroke showing and so forth. So this is the second one, and the third one, it's kind of a little bit going back to the more precise painting. Talking about precise painting. This is the Crystal Lake and Rocky Mountain National Park. You see these beautiful depictions of the distant mountain, and then you start from here and coming down the beautiful rocks formation, beautiful lakes, and then coming here, all of a sudden I don't know what to do here. Oh gosh, there's a big rocks, very, very shady rocks here, but the yellow flowers are blooming here and so forth, and I don't know what to do with here, and then still struggled, but probably this one could be compromise with like the painting like this, and a more detailed painting of mine combined together. And I think I like this effect of seeing the beautiful mountains in the distance, and then you can see still this details, rocks, paintings here. So I'm still learning how to do this foreground. Foreground, I think I shouldn't be doing precise, because they become a very primitive type of painting, and I don't want that. I like to have more loose brush stroke and more professionally controlled bigger brush stroke. And so so that's how I am right now. It is kind of difficult, but I think in a way this three painting shows you, I think it's a little bit kind of growing, it's like a growing a little bit, since this year I started to do painting more and more, and looking at back the past, like a January, February paintings compared to this April painting. It's tremendous difference, and I think I progressed. I for some people's eye, it's like a big rest maybe, but in my mind I think it's still progressing. So okay, thank you very much.